going on, people? Ashai here, and I'm back with another podcast. Been a while, been a couple of months, been working on things behind the scenes. But yeah, back for podcast today, Truth in the Booth podcast. And today I've got a very, very, very good guest today. This brother here has a vast amount of wealth and experience in all forms of art. To me, he's an artist, a true artist to me, because there's no definition or diagram for what an artist is. It's sort of subjective, but this brother here is he's an artist in all forms. You know what I mean? He can do. I wouldn't let him explain what he does, but he can do. When I mean he's a proper artist, he can do any forms of art. If it's video, if it's visual art, audio art, you know what I mean. His guy can cover all bases of it. You know what I mean. He's in radio. He's video production. He can edit your videos. You know what I mean? He can interview on a radio station. He's a radio programmer. You know what I'm saying, bro? God, listen, I'm gonna let my brother explain what he does because his pedigree is very high. Okay,
Oh,
so today on our brother, it's the truth. So on the Today Show, I got my brother, Krash Williams. Okay, now before we start the show, I just want to let everyone know that this brother right here, when I released my last mixtape, I was literally a struggle rapper. I still am a struggle rapper or struggle artist, okay? But my brother here, Crash, he had a platform at the time on Westside Radio. It's called UK Full Stop. And he gave me an opportunity to be heard and seen. And at that time there, I had no opportunity to be heard and seen. And Crash was the only guy at that time that gave me an opportunity to express myself. He interviewed me on his show, UK Full Stop, and he played my songs and on off my mixtape. And I just want to shout you out so everyone knows I appreciate what you done for me at that time because I need that big, big time, man. Thank you so much for that, man. So yeah,
I
man.
appreciate
So yeah, so
appreciate.
brother, man, it's all love, man. But
Aye,
today,
that was a really cool intro, man, as well.
oh no, no, bro, I have to show you love, man. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me today, it's about you, though. But I want to let everyone know that what type of person you are. You know what I mean? Because you have to do that for me. You know what I mean? You weren't gaining anything from that. You literally done that because at that time you were just trying to help independent artists like me who had no platforms to be heard. That's what
Facts.
UK Full Stop. What UK Full Stop was. I remember
Yeah,
I done your freestyle as well. I remember we did that freestyle thing with you as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
me Beluga, I think ASB was there as well. Like a couple of us
yeah,
came through that time, man. So
yeah.
you're a real supporter like
Mm,
of underground talent, you know what I mean? And there's not
yeah,
a lot of people like that. Most people want
mm,
something in return, but you weren't really getting that out of it, like no monetary gain out of it. You were just doing it because you really love music and you really love
facts.
helping indie artists to be heard. So, and
Yeah,
at that time we needed that because we had no platforms, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but today, this show is about you today. I want everyone to know more about you. And let's start this podcast. So Crash, man, let's just start with like where you from, your bit of your background, where you're from,
Hmm.
how you got into music, and
Yeah.
that's it. Just explain where you're from and how you got into music.
All right, cool. Well, yeah. How I got into music. Well, actually, now where I'm from first. Yeah, yeah, Wilston. Wilston, and I say I'm from Northwest and West. So yeah, my parents were together, and obviously originally it's Wilston, and then they split, and then my dad moved more towards like Ladbroke Grove, Kensal Rise sides, around there. And so yeah, I grew up in both places, you know what I mean? Like and they're right next to each other. So yeah, I claim both. Northwest first and foremost, but West as well. And
Mhm.
obviously
That's
being like later on going to West Side as well and being the voice of that as well. It's like, yo, come on. Come
mhm.
on now. Like man solidified there. Um, but yeah, like when I got into music, like people, like most black youths growing up in London, do you know what I mean? Who draw them, who have an outlet for rap. That's how it started, grime. I was seeing people like Dizzy, Kano, um, all the Channel U people, do you know what I mean? Like Bashi, um, Gets, and obviously in school we would just kind of not even emulate them, just we would all have our own identity because I think back then it was important to have your own identity. And even though when you're like 14, 15, you're still finding out and figuring out who you are,
100%.
you still want to do something that your brethrens are gonna like, you're gonna get that wheel up, or you're gonna get that that looked like, yo, did you hear what my man just
Yeah.
like? It was about lyrics, it was about delivery, character, and that's just kind of the area where my school was a really bad school. Um, in a lot of ways, they were just failing black kids. They were failing us. There was a lot of us there. It was, it was multicultural, but primarily, black kids went to the school, and it don't exist no more. That's how bad it was. Do you know what I
Wow.
mean?
Going to uni, did you live out or and did you take a student loan?
Yeah, I took a student loan, but I didn't take the full loan because I did things a bit backwards because I'd moved out, um, and I was living in Manchester. I came back to London. So
Oh,
when I came back to London, because I'm from London, I was like, and I went to University of West London.
oh
I
yeah,
just,
yeah,
yeah, I was like, let me just stay at yard, But
yeah,
obviously I went halls because obviously you make friends and this and that, and then some of my friends like who weren't from London, like most of my friends at uni weren't from London. They would then, after the first year, they would then just, rent a place together, flat share. And then I'd be hanging there most of the time. You
yeah,
know what I mean? That was the vibe. But it's nice because I could go back.
yeah.
I could go back to my home. And I think for me, like it was it was cool to be able to do that because I'd already had the experience of being away from home. It probably would have been a different story if I'd stayed at home. I would have probably wanted to go out of London, basically.
Yeah, but it's a good question though. Like the reason why I brought up student loan,
Mm.
obviously, is because when you went to uni and you who advised you about a student loan? Did you feel like you needed to get a student loan? Did you have any idea what a student loan was? Like, because remember,
Yeah,
we're signing a loan
yeah,
contract with the
yeah,
Bank of England and the government.
yep,
You know,
yeah,
and at the age of no 18, 19, 20, when we're
yeah,
signing things,
yeah.
did anyone advise you on what you were signing?
No,
Same here.
no.
Yeah.
They were just like, no, like, you can get this and you can get a grant and a bursary. And oh, the bursary you don't have to pay back. And
Yeah.
yeah, sure, cool, bursary you don't have to pay back, but you still have to pay back several grands of money.
Oh my day. Same with
Like,
me. Same,
it's
same.
mad. And it's like, yo, I'm still paying that shit off.
Same, man. Same. I don't even know how much I owe. That's how bad it is.
Bruh,
I
they
don't
be
even
sending
know.
letters sometimes, they're like, hey, especially now that I've gone independent, they're like, hey, we know like that you've moved now,
Yeah.
but just to let you know, we're gonna leave you alone for a little bit. I'm
You
like,
know, on
okay,
the pay on your pay slip at work, yeah, when you get paid,
yeah,
it has the student they're on there now, and
yeah,
it? They
yeah,
know
without fail, every month
every
you're
month. And
on there.
but the thing is though, like we were kids when we did that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like you said, the same thing you said, it's the same me. Oh, your bursary, they like sell you it, and
yeah,
that's what you put. You think that's what you're meant to do. You don't
yeah,
know when you're a teenager that
yeah,
that you're signing a loan contract. No one
yeah.
explained this to me.
Oh,
Like
facts.
nobody did,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
we owe. Now we're in debt with the government, the Bank of England.
Mad thing. Mad thing. Yeah. It's crazy when you think about
Crazy, bro.
it. Yeah.
No one explains it to you. They just
Nah.
tell you this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, is like so the one thing that was explained to me where
Mm.
I kind of was like, oh, okay, well that kind of makes sense, is I remember people saying to me, oh, if you take the loan, you don't have to pay it back, soon or whatever, if you they only start charging you or taking it back when you earn over a certain threshold. So I was like, okay, so my logic was, well, of course I want to get to that threshold because then that means that I'm earning a certain amount of money. Cool, fine, I could kind of accept that one. But there were people saying, oh yeah, it's just it's pennies, man. It's not really that. That's a lie.
Lie,
That's a
man.
bold-faced lie. It's
Okay.
not it's not pennies. It's not even £50, bro. It's like they be taking hundreds. And I'm like, wait, so, and especially when you've done a creative degree, like I don't regret going to uni, but it's like, you don't have to have a degree in order to do what I do. You
Exactly.
need the experience, of
Exactly.
course, but
Yeah.
you don't have to have a degree.
You
And
know,
so I'm like, yo, someone else who, is an editor or a creative, and they're in the same place as me, they might be getting the same wage, but then they're taking a few more hundred from my wage.
Yeah, because it's all a
Yeah,
trap at the end of the day. And then we
yeah,
learn about the economy and how finance works and how the UK works and how banking works and how the government works when it comes to finance and stuff.
yeah.
We have to be in debt with the system. That's
Mm,
how the UK and even America, like
mm.
we're a debt-based society, meaning that
Yep.
we're a society that runs on debt,
Facts.
mortgages, student loans.
Hmm.
We all have to be in debt to the government and the banks. And you know what I mean? And then through
Yeah.
being in debt to them, they can make money, free money. You know what I mean? That's why they
Facts.
make a bunch of teenage kids sign loan contracts to go uni without any financial advisory on what you're signing, because we're signing
Hmm.
a contract, a loan agreement. It's like signing a mortgage with no advisory, basically. Or
Mad.
signing a record deal. It's
Mad.
basically
Yeah.
signing a record deal
Yeah.
with no advisory. That's why when people signing stupid deals and no
Yeah.
one advises them what they're signing. Same with us at
Yeah.
uni. No one
Yeah.
told me down and said, look, Ash, this is what you're signing. You
Mm,
can take this money, but you got to pay this much in interest. And by the way, when you're at uni, we're going to charge you double interest.
yeah.
No one told me that. I had to Google
No.
that when I left uni and find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They charge us double interest while we're studying.
Mad.
Double.
Thing. Mad.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
it's a game of it's what they do. It's deception. You have to be in debt to the bank. You have to be in debt to the government. You have
Yeah.
to be. That's how the government make money. That's how the banks make money from interest.
Yeah. True.
Central banks, commercial banks. So that's how they got us. They don't care. But the thing with student loan, it's a 30-year contract. So
Mm,
after 30 years, it waves out. So
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's the only thing about it. But the only
Yeah.
thing I will say about student loan though is like they're not knocking on your door or taking your car or taking your house.
Nah. 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 Nah, nah, nah. They're not. They're not bailiffs.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
To
But at
be
the same
fair.
time, it is crafty because you're kind
Yeah.
of like you're making kids sign contracts
Yeah.
without their knowledge or without them being aware of what they're signing.
Yeah.
And really and truly, we should be advised on that
Should
before
be
we sign those contracts. Like
for
let them
sure.
know this is what you're signing up for. This is how
Yeah.
long the contract's going to be. This is how much
Mm,
interest we're going to charge you
yeah.
while studying. This is how much we're going to charge you every per you know what I
Yeah.
mean per year, per month, whatever. None of that's explained to you.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just, oh yeah,
Yeah.
come, come,
and
sit
and
down.
and we don't, and a lot of us don't come from money, so it's not like you can hire a solicitor to look at that stuff.
It shouldn't even be a solicitor. It should be the educational system should provide that for us.
They
You're
should, they
telling
should.
children to sign
Yeah.
teenage kids
Legal aid. You should, yeah, you should get legal aid.
should.
Yeah, yeah.
We're signing a 30-year loan agreement. I
Yeah.
should have been advised on that.
Mad.
And you're charging me double interest while I'm studying. I
Nah.
should be advised on that. So at least I know, okay, this is what I'm actually signing up for. But I just think it's money. I just think it's free money put in your account.
Mm.
That's it. I didn't know. I just think it's free
Yeah.
money. Balling, bro. I've never seen money in my
Yeah.
life before. All of a sudden, you got £3,000 in your account. Some uh,
Ah,
some people went
bro.
mad. Some people were going
You've been crazy.
crazy
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Me, I never had money in my life, so I started buying. I bought my studio with it, innit?
Yeah. Yeah. But
So,
see, smart,
yeah,
smart.
because I know
Mm.
had money before. I
Yeah.
didn't think I'd ever get money again in my life. So for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
the first time having like any type of financing, so
Yeah.
microphones, speakers, and then all that stuff, man, and computer and
Course.
the DIY logo was purchased with that as well.
Yeah.
So but yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like we're not taught. One second, alarm's going off. Sorry about
Oh.
that. We're not taught financial literacy. We're not
Mm.
taught anything financial. And I wouldn't even say it's just in our communities, because our
Mm.
parents come from like Africa, Caribbean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
come to England with no money, so I'm not really expecting my parents to teach me anything about finance. But they,
Nah.
how they went, well, they never had Google when they were kids.
Nah. 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 It's
So
true.
I'm not. We're first generation. I think like we're the
Mm.
ones that are supposed to go out there and make it happen because we've got the
Facts.
resources and tools and
Yeah.
freedom to do it. You know what I
And
mean?
then also a lot of us, are we're venturing into an industry that they haven't, they're not in, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So it's like we're the first people in our families, for a lot of us, that are doing it in this way.
definitely, definitely.
So for
And
sure.
I want to ask you another question now. Regarding to your, because with you, you're very good at your career for us, but your music videos are like a top
Mm,
tier. Like everything you do,
Thank
all your visual, not just your music videos,
you. Yeah,
all your visual art from your interviews,
yeah.
from your music video to your short films, to
Mm,
everything you do regarding visual art, even like image-based stuff as well, is
yeah,
always
yeah.
top tier. So
Thank
my thing to you, it's the truth. Um, do you have a when it comes to making a music video, do
you.
you spend a lot of money? Do you have like a budget for your videos? Like, cause like some of your videos look super professional. Like,
Mm. Nah, not really. Like, not really. Like, I mean, I think because I've acquired like skills over a certain amount of time, it will be often how I do it might be, because there's ways in which you can self shoot. Like, this. You've done it for years, right?
yeah.
But in terms of like a full-fledged music video, there are ways you can still shoot yourself. Um, and yeah, the technology's just gotten better and better. Like, obviously, I have a camera where I can link it to my phone and then I can see the screen,
Uh,
you
uh,
know? Um, and then I can press record from my phone to get it going. I've also got now, I mean, I've invested in bigger stuff than that now. Like, I've got like a monitor, like, which is like a bigger monitor, but that's just so you can see, things are in focus and whatever else. But yeah, that's one thing. Obviously, family, friends. But yeah, I mean, I try not to call upon people for too long. I think not. I have no problem with calling upon people like friends and family because they be asking me to do stuff. They'll say, "Oh, can you come and take some pictures for me, or can you film?" And it's like sometimes um it might be we trade skill for skill.
mhm.
Like, I still do that to this day. I'll be like, look, okay, fine. Like, if I charged you, and if I charged you, like that that could be one thing, but you also have a skill that I might need. So instead, let's just say, all right, I'm going to give you X amount of hours of my time, and you know, and you can then, when you're ready, because it might not be at that time, it might be at a later date.
Mhm.
When you're ready, you can use a certain amount of hours of my time. So it's just trade for trade like that. But then now, obviously, like now I've gotten further on in my career, like I'll just there's certain things I just have to kind of prioritize and just be like, you know what? Just not even bite the bullet, because it's not bite the bullet. The goal is to be able to just, you know, pay for some of the services, because I want people to be empowered, and I've had people, in my circle recently where I'm like, yo, I'm getting to the bag. I'm gonna bring you in as well. Stuff like that. Like, that's important to me. But these ideas and everything else, I've always been like, nah, we don't need mad budgets. One of my favorite directors is Spike Jonze. And like Spike Jonze, like obviously he's done like really big, well-polished music videos. He did like Biggie's Sky's the Limit, right? Where they're all the young kids and stuff. He
Yeah,
did that, right?
big video.
But then he also did um he did Praise You by Fatboy Slim, where
Oh,
it's like those, yeah, yeah, they almost look like a cult, and they're dancing and they're doing all the mad, they're doing all the crazy like off white people dances, right? They're doing all that. That video's hella fun, right?
mhm.
And is not there's really not a crazy budget to that video. I think it was shot with a camcorder and they're in the middle of some street, right? But then there's another video which is super complicated, and I'm sure that they kind of, they had some sort of budget, but like when you think about what you're seeing on screen, really you need a camera and you need just like streets. Is a video called Drop by The Far Side, right?
Sick video.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And the reason why it's so sick is because of the execution, not because of the budget. So with that video, they had to learn their lyrics backwards. I
Yeah.
mean, for people who are listening now, obviously you know the video and you know why it's lit. But for those who are listening now, uh, they still are. I mean, they've split up, but they're a rap group from LA from like the 90s, right? And they you know, Jay Dilla, Jay Dilla produced a lot of their stuff. But the reason why this video is one of my favorite videos of all time is because they learned their lyrics backwards and they were performing while they were learning the lyrics backwards. And they're just in the street. They're in the street. They're doing mad things. And these guys were hip hop down to the bone. So back then, people were proper dancing and moving and shaking, and they're dashing water around. And then obviously, it's like their movements are backwards, but then when we're watching it, they're rapping forwards. But obviously, it's because they performed it backwards when they were recording. It's so clever and it's such a mind fuck where I'm like, yo, that's lit. But I'm like, that in today's society, that doesn't cost money. That's just execution.
But one question I want to ask you next is about music television now.
Yeah.
Now, music television is
Mm,
that's how I was brought up in music. I didn't listen to the radio as a kid. My
mm,
introduction to music was music TV, you know what I'm saying? And I think like even with the music industry, like I was watching a thing called Town of America with Steve Stout. I was reading
okay.
his book and he was talking about like how hip hop music became the biggest selling music genre in America,
Yeah.
and because the radio station weren't playing hip hop, the
Mm,
mainstream like the mainstream stations weren't playing the rap weren't playing hip hop.
no.
So, but for some reason, hip hop was outselling country music. It was outselling everybody,
Yeah.
and they found out it's because of the music television channels, like the box.
Ah,
You know what I mean? Music, television, you
yeah.
control. You know what I mean? I used to watch that every day. We used to record it on our tapes. When I was a little
Oh
kid, we used to record it. It's when Bone Fog was coming out,
yeah.
California Love. Like I'm proper kid. Like it's my introduction to music, innit? We used to record it on the tape and then watch it back. That's how we
Yeah.
used to watch music videos. You know what I mean? It was the box. That's how I got into music. So
Yeah.
you actually work there, right?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
rare I meet somebody that worked at
Yeah.
the box. All right. No
Yeah. Yeah.
people that I speak to online, we all talk about the box. Like, we all talk
Yeah.
about how we used to watch it and all that stuff. Like
Mm,
I put a post up about the box one time, and when Buster Rhymes followed me,
yeah.
I written a caption about how I had to watch him on the box.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everyone in the comments are talking about the box as well. You
Yeah.
actually used to work there, so
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
like, how was it working at the box?
Honestly, it was one of my favorite jobs to this day, or to date, because I only finished in a couple of months ago. But yeah, no, it was good. I feel like they they were very much they gave a lot of creative control um to to the people working there. And sometimes I think maybe it was because of budgets and things like that, where you don't have as many people, so naturally you don't have as much gatekeepers and everything else. Obviously there was gatekeepers, every business has them, but yeah, even the gatekeepers that I came across they were cool, and I felt heard. Do you know what I'm saying? I felt really heard, and I think maybe it's as an editor, I was more than that. Like, there are some jobs where you are paid just to do what you do on paper. But now, when I joined, it was at a time where I had a lot of skills already, but I wanted to kind of understand, you know, um, how these music videos work in terms of like how they communicate with the labels and stuff like that, because there's a music team that we had, they have a relationship with the labels, and sometimes they'd get the music videos first. Sometimes they'd say, oh, you can't release this until this time, so you get to see stuff like early on. um and then just in terms of like UK music as well, like, when we're talking about that, like how they decide who goes on and everything else. In terms of editing as well, it made me really, really sharp, and it made me think about how I would potentially edit my music videos where I might be swearing or something might be inappropriate for TV. Like there's videos where, on TV, you're not music videos, you're not really allowed to show people smoking, for example. And then obviously if you got a video with someone like fucking Wiz Khalifa,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
every other shot, but you have to find a way around that. Or a video like This Is America, where, iconic video now, but he's shooting people up in
Yeah.
every other scene. People getting shot up, blood everywhere. You can't show those things, but you still have to be on the trend.
Mhm.
So we're not going to we're not going to showcase a video like that, but you have to edit it. So I had to be clever about stuff like that. I have to put like American flags in there and stuff that wasn't there before. And then you're then adding to this music video in a way where some people, like, especially back in the day, obviously before our time, like, they'll watch it and they think that that's the video,
Mhm.
and then they go and they see it's like, when rappers specifically used to make more effort on their radio edits, so they wouldn't bleep out the word, they would just say different words, and then you think that that's the word, and it might have changed the entire theme of the song, and then you hear the explicit version, and sometimes you're not feeling it, sometimes you're like, hey, I like the radio edit more, or other times you're like, raw. That's what I was doing with a lot of these videos sometimes. And it's like, of course we have, but when I started working there, YouTube was already popping, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is only, I've worked there for like 6, 7 years. So,
You should
you
pop
know,
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
2017, like, YouTube's still banging, everyone's watching music videos on there, but people still care. We had a live music based show, like, called it was basically from obviously, remember T4, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, it was the child of T4, because obviously T4 is older than that, but it's called Trending Live, and that was on 4 days a week. So I got to vision mix. So vision mixing, like, basically live editing, for those who don't know what that means. Um, and you have certain buttons you press to create transitions, and you'd have music artists come to perform, like, live. So they'd be performing live, and there's maybe 3 or 4 cameras, so I can see all of them, but I'm editing the video live,
Mhm.
and then once I've edited it live, it will then go out live. But then after that, if we want to replay it, we can then go back into the edit and we can modify things, because maybe the artist might have done something a bit funny, or the manager's like, oh, can we cut that bit out? And then you have to go and change that, do you know? Or something happens, like, in in society, like, and then the music video is insensitive, like, so, like, you might have explosions in the music video, but then, like, something happened in society where someone got blown up or someone got knifed, and then you can't, for a couple of weeks, you can't post that, or can we remove that scene? And sometimes, honestly, like, sometimes I didn't love that part, because I'm very much about artistic integrity,
Yeah.
like, trying to maintain it. That's why, like, I'm like, look, the only reason why I believe in some sort of censorship is for kids who you want to introduce to the music, but you don't want them to be exposed to certain things. I understand that, right? So that's why, like, and obviously I have a daughter as well. So for me, it's not that I'm not gonna swear in my music. That that's false. You know what I mean? But I will make edits where necessary. But I'll make a radio edited version, and then I'll have the other version, and then she knows as well. She just asked me. She say, like, oh, like, daddy, like, why did you swear in that one? And then I say to her, well, obviously, that's a bad word. Like, you're not. I'm not raising you to be naive. Like, she knows that there are bad words, but I contextualize it. I say, well, you're not really supposed to hear that version. I'm saying bad words here, not always because I have like, because I explained to her, like, some people, they'll say bad words because it's gap fillers, and they're actually not that clever. I'm like, nah, sometimes we say it to express ourselves in a certain way, but only adults can do that in that way. Um, if you want to express yourself, you want to express your anger, or, you know, be a certain way, you have to write it in a very detailed way, and it can't be swear words. So that's it. Because I'm like, look, I don't want you to get to a certain age and then everything's a shock. Like, you know, um, but yeah, like back to like, for music, the box is just like working for them, like it's iconic. You know what I mean? That even the branding and everything else, like I got I got t-shirts, I got a mug like after I left as well. Like I did the closing videos, right? And on the closing videos, so the slogan for the box was music you control,
Yeah.
right? So I created a mug that has the date of when it started, 1992 in the UK to 2024. And then I put music you controlled at the end. Yeah, you can do, you know what I mean? I'll show you the mug
Yeah,
actually.
show me the mug, man. I
Mug, mug.
remember 21 seconds came out. We used to call up and order it on the box.
Ah, lit, man,
We used
lit.
to call up, yeah, put 21 seconds on, put 21 seconds on. They get charged like 50p.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh, let's see.
That's it, right? Listen, that
But
thing, this
yeah,
performance in music right there.
so yeah,
Yeah.
1992.
Wow.
The box music you
Wow.
controlled.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, man.
You control
Um,
for real. And they used to control music. When like 21 seconds came out and like UK music just came out, we used to call up and order it on the box and it
yeah,
charge us money and it'll play the video.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
interactive TV before like YouTube and stuff with the box.
yeah,
Best box was the best, man. They used to play all the sickest tracks on there, man. Like Biggie, I
yeah.
remember Biggie, can't you
You
see?
see?
Oh, that came out.
Yeah,
I used to watch that all the time. Mace came out. I used to
yeah,
put that on the box. Monica, Brandy.
yeah.
That's how I got into music, man. The box, man.
Yeah. The
I
videos are just incredible, man.
used to work
Incredible.
there, bro. That's
Yeah,
mad, bro. I even know.
yeah, yeah.
Let me ask a question. How would the artists get their video on the box? Now, and another question.
Mm,
How would the independent artists do it, and how would the
yeah,
mainstream artists do it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, mainstream artists, very easy. Now there's only like three major labels really. Like if we're talking about umbrellas and subsidiaries or whatever, yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, the labels would then push certain artists and then it would come through. And yeah, the Taylor Swifts and them people there. But yeah, really, we had somebody who would like liaise with the labels. There was someone just for that to kind of be the rapport, almost like the HR person, but specifically when it comes to music, making sure that the labels are happy. If they see something on the screens that they don't like, then and it needs to be edited or need to be tweaked, which would happen sometimes, then it would have to come back into edit. And then we would just change it. So it'd be like, okay, it's been played once, but now the circuit will honor this new one. There's that. So when it comes to independent artists, um, the best way in which the independent artist would get played, it would be um once again, it would kind of be via the labels, but not in the same way that you think. It'd be like, so if I'm an independent artist and I'm having conversations with like A&Rs and things like that, um, I might have not signed yet, then the A&Rs would, who are pushing this person or trying to get these people to sign, that is another way in. Because once again, it's like I don't have to, I'm not obligated to sign with you, but obviously I have these sort of connections to get your music in circulation. But then also another thing is that we had tastemakers, we had curators, and the curators they are the A&Rs of our channel, because we have different genres. We had Kerrang, which is like rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Kiss,
I'm correct.
um, obviously like Kiss is like R&B, hip hop R&B, and then the box is everything in it.
Fun.
Um, yeah, just popular music in general. So what their job was is they have to play the popular music, but then they also have to play the music that's about to pop. So we would have to, not me specifically, but they would have to scour YouTube. They'd have to scour Instagram and see the engagement that some of these artists are having. Like people like Central C, before he got massive, was getting played, in 2020. Like I think 2020 is when he started blowing up. But like it's like undeniable because people are commenting on his stuff. He's on the GRMs, he's on the link ups. Like the box had to look at some of these entities who actually they're independent music platforms, but they have the youth on their side. Like,
Hmm.
people might not go to GRM, the website, but they're definitely going to GRM on Instagram. They're
Yeah.
definitely following Link Up TV. They
Yeah.
might not go to the YouTube channel anymore,
Yeah.
but because obviously people like to watch clips, but
Yeah.
these are all things that the music team would look into, and that would decide on who's getting played independently. So sometimes it wouldn't even be a conversation with the artist because they have a blanket license to play music videos. If the music video is public, um, it needs to be publicly posted, of course. Then they can they can run it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy. 'Cause I always thought, how the videos, like, I remember when I was young, I did my first video,
mm,
and my goal was to get it on TV.
yeah,
But this is about 2008, 2008,
yeah,
2008, 2009. So
mm,
I always thought, I didn't know how to get it on TV. Like, I
mm,
thought, who do I speak to? Like, how will I get this video on TV? So
yeah, yeah,
you explained to me, it's like, you have to go through certain people
yeah,
that approve it.
yeah,
Makes sense. So in that case, it's like, it's been like a liberal. I always say that. In that case, do you feel like the end of music television, which is sad? It
mm,
is sad. Do you feel that it's a good thing or a bad thing? Because in terms of there's gatekeepers to be seen,
mm,
and
mm,
20 years ago, the only way to be seen 20 years ago, there's no YouTube,
yeah,
there's no Instagram.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean,
Mm.
there's no Facebook. Facebook was founded 20 years ago, so there's nothing.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's no
Yeah,
Facebook, no Instagram, no YouTube.
yeah.
YouTube had only just been out, only just started, came out in 98. So there was nothing.
Mm.
Amazon was just selling books. You know,
Yeah.
actually, Amazon was selling music 2020 years ago, but they were selling like CDs and cassette tapes.
Okay.
So, and I think so, they weren't like how they are now. And we didn't
Yeah.
even know what Amazon was 20 years ago.
Mm.
So, there was not everything we see now, none of that was there. But
Mm.
music television was king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, bro. I sit there
Yeah.
all day and
Yeah.
watch that MTV base, Channel U. And but Sway, I remember a guy called Swimmer Sway.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave me some inspiration because I was like 16, 15, 16. Even I think I was 15 at the time. With
Mm.
little Derek and all that.
Yeah.
Like he
He
was
was he was super creative.
yeah, but he was getting he was the only unsigned artist at the time. Remember,
Yeah.
I hadn't come out yet. I was still a kid in school, but I was
Mm.
learning how to get to music. And he was my inspiration to take it seriously because he was
Mm.
from England, he was
Yeah.
independent, and he
Yeah.
was MTV Base
Yeah.
and Channel U. And I think
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes on Kiss as well. And at
Yeah.
that time, that's unheard of. You could not be unsigned and be on no channel. Those channels were like
Yeah.
50 Cent,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
mainstream people on there. So I
Yeah.
always thought, how did he get on there? But now it makes
Yeah.
sense. What you're telling me you have to
Mm.
know people to know people. So back to my
Yeah.
question, sorry, what topic is like,
Basically.
yeah, yeah. Do you feel though it's a bad thing or a
Mm.
good thing that music TV has died? Because one, the gatekeepers are
Yeah.
gone, but at the
Yeah.
same time, how to market music is a lot harder now. Because
Yeah.
we used to all watch MTV Base, we used to
Mm.
all watch Channel U, we used to all watch MTV at the same time. So when Sway when no no G Unit came up with Stunt 101, we're all
Yeah.
watching it on Kiss at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then where now if G Unit put out a new video, we're not gonna see it because everything's personalized now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what's your thoughts on the death of music TV and what's
Mm.
your thoughts on this new digital algorithm personalized world we live in now?
Yeah. I think it's sad that the music television has died. Um, I always think it's sad just because obviously I have a, I have a sentimental feeling about it because it's nostalgic for me. One. Also, I mean, not even that I worked there, like my plan was always to go independent. I always was like, yo, I need to work with these majors, to get some credibility, and then pivot that credibility into my own thing because I know like financially I might take a hit at first, but I can earn a lot more money working for myself and I can, be on my own terms.
Mhm.
Um, which is it's a lot of work, but it's a beautiful thing. So there's that. But taking myself out of that and just as a fan of like music videos and as someone who makes music videos myself, I feel like it's one less place where we can be seen. Like, you know, I think a lot of music videos were still being watched like from these channels. It's just in spaces that were more public. So for example, you might have people watching it in the gym or a nail salon, you know, or like when they're just chilling at home, they're not necessarily like all the way engaged sometimes, but something might catch their eye. And then obviously when you've got um more sacred time with family, like like Christmas time, when people kind of slow down a bit more. I mean, obviously now it's that time is getting smaller and smaller. When I was a kid, it felt like such a longer time, but even then, it's like New Year's, people tune in, like yeah, crack that on, man. You know what I mean? Like there's still moments where people can enjoy music television. And then of course as well, as part of it, having the shows as well. I think that kind of draws people back in as well because when you have the music shows, you can then put the music in there as well and you'd have emerging artists. So I worked on a lot of shows. I worked on a lot of music related shows and that's gone now, you know? So for me, I'm like, yeah, that's one way. Like they did the gatekeeping and and the way that they kind of got artists on, I didn't always agree with because I'm like some of those artists aren't even making good music, and some of them like there was a point where I was editing lyric videos, and I'm like, lyric videos, there are some lyric videos that are as sick as full-fledged videos. So let's not get that twisted. It's an art form within itself, but some of them are just literally just a bit of text and it's very lazy.
Yeah,
And we're just gonna play it because that artist is massive and they're not doing a video for it yet.
yeah.
And
I
I'm
see
like,
a lot of them on there in the box. A lot of them in the box.
yeah, so that was tough, but I get why they did it as well because they're trying to keep up with YouTube because otherwise,
Mhm.
it's like if you're not playing it, then how are you going to get the engagement? So maybe it was more consumer led in the end, more than we realized, but I just think, it's sad because it represents something
Yeah,
still, I think.
it does. It's like that's how music. That's how all your biggest stars, Jay-Z, Tupac,
Mhm.
Eminem. Eminem
Yeah,
was in the box 24/7 when I was a
yeah,
kid. Every day I'll put the TV on. I'm Slim Shady, I'm the Slim Shady, I'm
yeah,
Slim Shady.
yeah,
Bro, every second, bro.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, nothing, bro. Like, don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Eminem,
yeah.
I'm telling you,
No,
every
I know.
second Eminem was in the
Every
box.
time.
Every
Yeah, yeah,
day, bro. It's like
yeah,
every single time, like, play something else, bro. Like, don't
yeah,
get me wrong, like, Eminem can rap, whatever, but that used to annoy me because every time I'll put on the box, I'm
yeah.
Slim Shady is on. He's running around putting his bum on people's lips.
Yeah, he
That's
did
crazy, blood.
some
Yo,
crazy
but
shit.
box is
Yeah,
sick though. But that's how Eminem was built. That's how Jay-Z
yeah,
was built. That's how 50 was built. Like
yeah,
they were built off music television. Tupac was built off MTV. So,
yeah,
that's why now it's like people are
mm,
built off TikTok and they're built off YouTube and they're built off Instagram, which is the
yeah,
equivalent of music TV. It's just
yeah,
the experience and the way
yeah,
and the consumer experience is totally different in terms of we're not all
yeah.
watching Eminem Slim Shady at the same time no more. Only Eminem fans,
No, no, no.
you know what I mean, are seeing that
Yeah,
video. So yeah, it's good,
Yeah.
but from a
Yeah.
record label
There are
standpoint,
certain things.
yeah, go on. Go. Certain
No,
things.
I was gonna say that there are only like certain things now that we watch in real time. And I think sometimes it's because you don't want to miss out on the social media side of things, like we want to comment on it or whatever. And I think that there are a lot of I mean, I've watched like one or two seasons of it, but like Love Island, for example, right? Not the biggest fan of it,
Mhm.
but hey, look, it's something that people tune into. And the reason why they keep up with it is because it's on every day. It's on
Every
every day. And if you miss an episode, yeah, sure, you can catch up. You might be like, all right, cool. But then you go on social media and someone can ruin it for you.
yeah,
And that's the thing. So I think that with some of these music videos, some of them are so iconic that you've got to go and tune in. You've got to go watch it. But sadly, I think sometimes it's down to um like just basically negativity. Like for example, like if you applied the same thing to like the the Drake and Kendrick back and forth, like which was it was amazing. It was amazing to listen and how quickly that they ended up responding to one another and stuff like that. Um, but when um when they were dropping stuff, people were going to check for it, and obviously there was some. I think there was obviously now in the end. I think there was maybe only two videos, but Drake during the heat of the battle, Drake dropped a music video. And obviously, people were flocking to that, flocking. They were going, "Wow, we need to find this." And the reason why people were going to find it because obviously they were invested in the rap beef, but then also because it was a moment. They created a moment, and I think that music videos created moments, and then you'd want to live that moment again and again. I remember seeing Scream, Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson,
of course.
like, and every time I saw that music video it was a moment for me. I'm like, yo, I need to see this. Or like, or like Ludacris, like stand up.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is
Oh
his Air
no,
Force so big?
you can
You know?
stop that. Video.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, roll out. Yeah.
Video.
Massive head. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? This is crazy.
Come on.
Like moments. And I think there's a way in which you can still get people to engage in these music videos if you have um not necessarily reality TV, but you have quality music based television
Definitely. 100.
with the music videos. Because I know like sometimes to keep people engaged, it's like, it's not always going to be the music and that's fine, but it's like how are there other ways and how can we keep it on music as a theme? Like, and I think that without these channels, sure there'll be people who might try and do stuff online, but um, it's just not the same. I think people go online to hear people's opinions on the music, but not necessarily something like a Cribs. I mean, obviously, I know that's the rivals,
Yeah.
but yeah, like something like that, and then after that plays, then you get a music video, or even during its play, you can get a music video. So stuff like that.
Do you know what's great though? It's like with music television and online interactive music media television is
Mm.
that when you're watching a music video back in the day, you can't express, there's no way to express how you feel about it. Just because what's
Mm.
on TV, that's it. It's in your head. You know how you felt about it. But now
True.
with online, you after you've watched it, you can express how you feel about it.
True.
Yeah, and that's the
True.
beauty of online.
Yeah.
And then the artist yourself, you can see what your fans
Yeah.
are thinking about your art. But back in
Yeah.
the day, when you're on the TV and the radio, when you're on TV back in the day, you
Mm.
don't know who's watching the video.
Mm.
But now with online, you know who's watching the video because you're seeing who's watching it. You know how many views you're
That-
getting, and people liked it, and how people
True.
talking about it. So there's pros
Yeah.
and cons with both.
Mm.
But with video on TV, it has
Mm.
such an amazing experience. I don't know because it's a
Yeah.
big
Do you
screen.
think do you think that that's a good thing that we can see views?
Yeah, I do. I think, but my opinion, yeah, because it lets me know. For example, when I put my first video out,
mm,
I tried to get it on TV, I couldn't. So I only had YouTube, and at the time, YouTube was only a couple of years old, so it was like it wasn't like YouTube was big. You know what I mean? So I just put it
mm,
on YouTube because that's just what I it's like putting on MySpace. You know what I mean? It's like
mm,
how
mm,
you did when you were a kid. You just put it on there, and then it got 20,000 views. And it was getting 1,000 views
mm,
every week. Now it wasn't for me. That was a massive indicator because I didn't even know about views back then. It was my first video, so I didn't know if that was good or bad. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't know at the time. But now I look back, that's very good. But at the time, I was thinking,
mm,
what, I get 1,000 views a week. So I knew people were watching my video and everyone had seen my video. Everyone
mm.
had seen it in my era. Everyone had seen it. So it
Yeah,
wasn't from YouTube and me
yeah,
seeing the view count, I wouldn't
yeah.
know how well my video was doing.
Yeah, but you seeing the view count is one thing. You as the artist, I always feel like the artist and the label or whoever's kind of the team behind it seeing the views is one thing. But I feel like sometimes people look at the views of something and then they establish a value.
Of course, it's numbers. That's what
Yeah,
followers. That's the pounds in your bank account.
yeah, yeah.
Humans, we place value over number of account.
Yeah.
That's
If
how.
I'm actively, yeah, but like what I'm saying is like if I'm actively trying to seek people to jump on my team or trying to work with people and I show them my numbers or whatever, then that's one thing. But as a consumer, like I feel like sometimes it's distracting. It's like, oh, on the contrary, like you get certain people who'll be like, oh man, this is mad underrated. Like, why it should have this should be way
Yeah,
bigger and stuff
yeah,
like
of
that.
course.
And that's such a beautiful thing to say. But sometimes people get people literally get turned off because they're like, oh, what? Like this guy, like this isn't good. But it's like, are you sure it's not good? Or are
No,
you sure that it's just you're seeing a number and then you're placing a value on
that
the song?
that's what I'm saying. Human beings, we base value based on number of account. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, for example, he's a billionaire. He's a millionaire, but he's a
Mm.
billionaire.
Billionaire.
But he's a millionaire though. I don't understand. He's got money too, yeah, but he's a billionaire though.
Mm.
That's why we see these new art, like when they market Jeff Bezos, when they market a guy. Say, for example, I didn't know who Jeff Bezos was. I didn't know who Elon Musk was. But when I first heard about them, they're billionaires. They're
Yeah.
billionaires. They're
Yeah.
billionaires. Just so and they even write in the text when they market them,
Mm.
billionaire Elon Musk. So human beings, we respond to number of account. We place value based on how much numbers it is. Because with more
Yeah.
number, we feel like it's more valuable. It's perception, isn't it? So
Yeah.
the same with followers. When I didn't have any followers, no one cared. As soon as I start getting followers, people perception will be changed. That's how humans see. Even me, I might go on YouTube, and unless I know the artist and I really like their music, I don't really care about the views because I know the artist and I like
Yeah.
the. But I've never heard of it before. I'm looking at your
Yeah.
views.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
realize, okay, right, he's doing his thing. It
Yeah.
communicates.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just part of the game, man. It's part of
Yeah.
getting value to people. Human beings, that's how we process information and value. If
Mm.
you get the best song in the world, but no one knows about it, people
Then yeah.
don't see it as valuable.
Oh,
People,
I agree. I agree.
I had to learn
Yeah.
this stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I feel the same way as you. I'm like, it's good,
Mm.
check it out, but that's not really. People don't care. People care what's valuable. People care about how many
Mm.
money you have, how many followers do you have, how many
Yeah.
numbers do you have. Even
Yeah. Of
football, it's all about points. It's a game of points. We live in a game of points.
course.
If in
Facts.
football, who gets the most top goal scorer? Who's the top goal scorer? Who's
Mm.
got the most points wins the league? You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
boxing, who gets the
Facts.
most points win the boxing match? We're obsessed
Mm.
with points, humans. So I
Mm.
understand this is the points game. You know what I mean? It's about who has the most points, who gets the most W's. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
how it is with humans. So as an
Yeah.
artist, you can't be. You might have the best product. I always say to myself, that's why I haven't put music out, a mixtape out or a project out in 9 years. It's because
Mm.
I had the same problem. I put it out and it's got no one listens to it. So when you go
Mm.
in there, it has no views. So people see that and think, oh, this guy is just an amateur because
Mm.
he hasn't got a fan base. It's not the consumer's job to care about how many views you have. Your job is to
Yeah.
figure out how to get them views, how to get people to see it. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what fame is. Fame is just
Yeah. True.
people know you, innit?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gotta be good. Kardashian,
Yeah.
I'm not being rude. I'm not disrespecting Kardashian.
No. 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 For real. For real.
It's subjective, but
Mm.
I don't think what their show's good. I don't think. well, it's not bad. It's not for me. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Mm.
really have a massive. Well, I can't say they got talent. They've got talent. They make shows and shit in it. But I don't really see I don't see the value in Kardashians. What they do, I don't understand it.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah,
but millions of people do.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Millions of
yeah,
people get value from it because
yeah.
because millions and hundreds of millions of people know
Mm.
about them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hundred. So when you're promoted to 100 million people,
Mm.
someone's gonna like you. As an
Facts.
artist, we don't know how to promote ourselves to millions of people. So
Mm.
we can make the best painting, the best car, you know what I mean, the best album, the best video, but the problem is no one knows about this product or piece of art because no one we don't know how to export it. A record label knows how to take that piece of art and everyone to know about it. And that's how
Yeah,
Eminem became famous. Eminem first came out, Infinite sold under 1,000 copies because
yeah, yeah,
he didn't know how to promote himself. When
yeah,
these Reasonable Doubt first came out, he only sold 43,000 copies first week.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
back in '96, and he sold
yeah.
like 421,000 albums in year one. All right,
Mm.
this is before Def Jam came. And what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say to you is like, you know what I mean? DMX first came out, flopped. When Tupac first came out, his album didn't even tell anything. His first album, Brenda's Got Baby, Tupacalypse Now. Album didn't do
yeah,
well. What I'm trying to
yeah.
say to you is like, it's down to marketing. How many
Mm.
people know about your work
Mm.
determine. And I'm sorry, people like a lot of
Facts.
artists don't like get annoyed, but I'm like, that's just what it is. It's like everything. McDonald's ain't nice food. It's subjective, but
Yeah.
McDonald's ain't good for you.
No,
But
it's not good.
but
No,
it's everywhere.
but everyone still wants it.
Yeah,
You know,
because it's
kids identify the brand from about
why
two, three
why
years old.
as soon as you're born, they're
Yeah,
coming for you with their marketing.
yeah,
They want to capture you while you're young because everywhere you go, you will see a
yeah,
McDonald's because their
yeah.
marketing, distribution is part of marketing. They want to make sure that they're everywhere so every single person knows about McDonald's. Because the more people know about McDonald's, the more sales we're going to make. Same with music. The more people know about Krash Williams' new music video, if I promote your video to 5 million people, your life's going to be different. Because
Of course,
at
of
least
course.
someone's going to like it.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone's going to like this video, you know what I mean? So it's out of 5 million people, 1 million people became your fan.
yeah,
Now your life's different. Now you've got a
yeah,
million new fans, and now you put out album, you've got a fan base now. So now you put out
yeah,
videos, your views. Even Bashi's new album he's put out. Bashi ain't
yeah,
released music in 15 years.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I watched Bashi's whole campaign from
mm,
from his first song he released to his
yeah,
last interview he done 3 days ago. And I've
yeah,
been
yeah,
studying and I've been learning from it. I even told him directly as I'm learning
mm,
from the campaign because I think Bashi is the marketing genius.
yeah, yeah,
Want to
yeah,
know about marketing? Go and look at Bashi's campaign.
yeah. No,
Bashi,
I follow Bashi. Bashi,
yeah,
yeah, Bashi's
you know what I'm
good.
saying? He's unsigned.
Northwest, you know, he's you know,
He's from your end, London Borough
yeah,
Brent.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he is.
But he's very good at marketing. You know what I'm saying? And he's independent, and
Yeah,
he understands it. He even did digital marketing in uni, actually, and you can see it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I was looking at his views when he first dropped his first track in 15 years. The views were going, they were rolling
yeah,
slowly, and then it peaked at about 200,000 views on his first
yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah.
He got the next one with scraps in it, scraps in
Scrap.
it. Yeah, you know when I see him, it's just now.
Oh yeah, scraps on the night.
That's
Yeah,
his
yeah,
fire. Yeah, that's got 500,000 views.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he put out a new video 2 days ago. It's already in 2 days. It's on
Mm,
74K in 2 days. The views are
yeah,
going up faster now
yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
marketing is done. Because he
Of
actually
course.
had to reintroduce himself
Yeah,
with 15 years. You know what I mean?
yeah,
His
yeah.
marketing campaign was bro, 10 years. I always say Bash,
Mm,
marketing genius. He's just laughing at it. But I'm telling
yeah,
you, because he knows how to do marketing. That's why I
yeah,
say our artists, like you haven't got to be signed, you've got to learn how to do it. And Bash is a good example because he's always been independent, but he
yeah.
knows how to market his music very well. So
Facts.
that's the thing of an artist. We have to know how to. That's why I haven't released anything in 9 years because I didn't know how to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So don't feel like people are wrong
I'm
from.
I'm looking forward to hearing
Oh,
hearing
thank
it,
you,
man.
man.
Dope,
I'm a
so
bit
dope.
nervous. I'm not nervous, but I just don't know what to expect. I just feel like
Yeah, but
lost.
that's
But
good though.
yeah, you know what I mean. But I just feel like I don't know what to expect. I just feel like
Mm,
I just feel like I just want to get it made because it's taking too long to get it made.
mm,
Like the
mm.
videos, I'm doing it on myself, but I just feel like I don't know what to expect because I've never released a project in this new world.
Yeah.
or digital. But it's not about me, it's about you again. So I'll go back to you. I want to say about you is like don't ever feel like
Yeah.
people don't because where you are, because I went on your page yesterday and I was looking at all your videos, all your tracks, and I was checking the views, and I said this he's where I was 9 years ago.
Mm,
Exactly how everything you said to me is how I felt. That's why I haven't released anything in 9 years because I felt the same way. I was like, I'm making all these tracks, put all this effort in, and no one hears it. And then
mm,
you're like, but then you realize, oh, this guy, you see other artists putting out their music and they get all these views. And I was thinking, how are they
yeah.
doing this? How are they doing
But,
this?
but you see, the thing is like what I think I've found is that like as much as yeah, I don't feel like I feel like I'm very unsung in that sense for sure. I'm definitely sure on that. Is that I'm still like all this time, obviously there's more stuff I could have put out and be more consistent. Sure, that's gonna come, very soon. But I'm like, yo, I've been putting out videos and this and that, and been doing it for others. And I think that in itself is something that adds to my artistry,
Mm,
even though once again it's about it's then who I've stood next to,
mm,
which in itself is like, okay, cool, you did a video for Georgia Smith, or you did a video for this person, and these are like people who are like stars, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's beautiful. And but the beauty of that is like the more that I've done that, the more I'm like I get hungry for my own stuff, or I can see actually, nah, do you know what? When I do my thing, I'm gonna do it maybe different to this, but I'm gonna give them this, or I'm gonna give them that. And
yeah.
it's like, yeah,
Mm. But
that's a good part of it.
yeah.
Even though, of course, like you said, that's a different thing. Um, when you're putting something out independently rather than doing it through like the box or through a full music, you know?
Yeah. But with you though, with you, reason why I say where I was 9 years ago, but I haven't released something in 9 years because you have got a fan base though. Because I check the comments. There's people watching you and leaving
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
feedback.
yeah.
So you means you have a fan base. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 4 people. Because if it's zero comments and zero likes, then you got nothing in it. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah, yeah,
realized that. So
yeah,
I watch all your videos, it's people talking, even your interview. Because I know
mm,
you got fans, because you done an interview recently about being redundant, and I checked the
yeah,
comments and people were saying you're so inspired. They say he's got fans.
mm,
He's exactly where I was for my last project. Now you just got to figure out how to market yourself.
yeah,
Because you got the art, the product, right? In marketing, it's called the 4 Ps. It's product, price, place, and promotion, right? Your product is your album or your music video. Your price is how much you're going to charge for it. It could be free, it could be £10.
of course.
Your promotion is how you're going to promote it to people, and your place is your distribution. And when you release your music, that's your marketing plan. You got to do a plan for each step, and that's how you put out on music. Problem with most artists, they don't know about marketing plans. A
Mm,
record label knows about marketing plan. The Apple know about marketing plan. Everyone knows about marketing plan except
yeah,
for artists. So I'll say to you, it's like when you release your music now, and now you're starting a business now,
mm,
have a business plan, but you have to have a marketing plan for everything you do. So
mm,
you've got distribution, you got a website, so that could be your
yeah,
distribution. But you got to figure out how do I market myself? How do I get my art out to people? And there's so many ways you can do that, but you just got to learn about marketing. It's very important because once you learn about how to market yourself, then your music will get the views.
mm,
'Cause when your music's already getting fans already,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
only
yeah.
been exposed to a small amount of people, and they're
Yes, yeah, yeah.
getting. So imagine more people saw your music. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that'd
saying?
be great.
Because you're making the quality content.
Mm,
It just needs to find its audience. That's why before
yeah,
we start this
yeah,
conversation, I said start finding your audience. Even me, I only focus on finding my actual audience. I don't want to speak to everybody.
yeah,
Before I used to think like a record label and copy them and think you have to do mass marketing and put it in
yeah,
front of everybody, which is wrong.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Not everybody wants to hear my music.
Mm,
They wants to hear your music. I don't want to hear Andre 3000, but you do.
mm. Yeah, 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 yeah,
I don't want to hear Eminem, but I know a
yeah,
billion people that do.
yeah.
I mean, so it's like I'm just being honest, innit? You know what I mean?
No, no, no. It makes sense. It makes sense,
Yeah,
bro.
you have to find the
Yeah.
people that actually want to hear you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? and focus on them. And that's the problem with record labels. Now that music TV's gone, record labels do mass marketing. That's why you're able to have Eminem's able to sell 100 million records because
Yeah.
he's on TV. Everyone's hearing Eminem.
Everywhere.
50 Cent, same with him. He did mass marketing. Michael Jackson, mass marketing. But now music TV's gone, radio's gone. No one, the consumer, the fan is not consuming music from television and radio anymore. They
Mm,
consume it from their phone on their own schedule on an
yeah.
app that only provides them the music they want to hear. So if
Yeah.
you want to reach the consumer now, the consumer has to one know about you and two like your music and let this app
Mm,
know that they like your music. So this app will continue to push your music in front of you. You know what I mean? Where
mm,
before, the record label will tell you what to watch. The record label will tell you what to see. Because when you go in the box, you turn on TV, whatever the box feeds me, I'm consuming it. That's why I knew back in the day we knew everyone's song because we're getting literally programmed. We turn on the box, and whatever the box says is on, we're just gonna watch it. So Jay-Z's on every second, Eminem's on every second, Beyonce's on every second. You know what I'm saying? And I know all their songs. You know what I mean? Because I'm just putting on TV and my brain's consuming whatever they want me to consume. Same with
yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
It's a push mark. It's push marketing. Where
Mm,
now online it's pull marketing, meaning I'm
yeah.
scrolling down, and I decide what I want to click on. Where
Yeah.
that one, they're pushing it in my face. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they've lost that mechanism, and that's why sales are down. That's why you don't know about any new music no more. Like
Mm,
I only know about music now if someone tells me about it. Like you told me about this new TDE artist. I would never heard
yeah.
of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that Drake and Kendrick Lamar did videos. You told me
Yeah.
that. So word
Yeah.
of mouth is king.
Yeah. Yeah.
People have to talk about your music. You know what I mean? Like today, we're learning from each other. So with
Of
you
course.
make great art. I'm just telling you what I'm learning about myself. It's just
Yeah.
the marketing part. And I
Yeah.
said, look at someone like Bashi because he's nailed it with the marketing independently. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, just figure out ways for your music to spread and
Mm,
find your audience and find your fans and then just build from there because
yeah.
you've got what it takes, man. You've got
I
what it
appreciate
takes.
that.
It's just both of us do, God willing, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just the marketing part. That's what separates
Yeah.
a major label artist from an independent artist. It's not really funding.
Nah.
You can go and get a rich investor, or you can get money to
Mm.
put. I mean, I remember a guy called Nathan. Remember Nathan, the singer Nathan.
Yeah. 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 I remember Nathan. Coming
He,
to my room.
yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was signed to one lady called Mona Records,
Mm,
and they had money.
mm,
It's just but he was trying to break through on music TV and radio,
yeah.
and he was independent, and it
Mm,
was so hard for him because you can't compete with the major labels because they've got that on
yeah.
lock.
Yeah.
So where now it's Instagram, YouTube is for everyone.
Yes. Exactly.
No matter if you're signed or not, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. I know more independent artists than probably signed now. I don't even know if they're signed
Yeah.
or independent. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I just see it on
Yeah.
YouTube, innit? Once
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
now it's like we have to figure out the marketing problem. Every artist has the marketing problem. And once you solve your marketing problem, then you can start having a career and start putting out projects and you start seeing like, feedback and views and you know what I mean? Then you start doing shows that people are paying to come see. My boy the other day,
Mm,
My boy Emac. You know Emac, Emac. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he done a show the other day.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, he done a show. Like I'm talking a
Yeah.
show. I went to the show. It was everyone paid. We
Yeah.
all paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone paid because he's put in work for so many years. For so
Yeah.
many years, he's putting in work.
Yeah.
But right now, he's doing his own paid shows. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's learned how to market himself, how to promote
Yeah.
himself. You know what I mean?
Well,
You,
it's a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously we were talking before off air just about um doing the O2. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and that was a ticketed event, you know. Obviously, like I've had a few ticketed events here and there, but like that one was my biggest one to date.
mm,
And that taught me a lot of stuff,
mm,
like just in terms of people's perception as well, like which is important because of course, um when people are feeding off your music, they're resonating with your music and they're specifically resonating with your music performance. It's the best feeling in the world. But
mm.
it's like, yo, it motivated me to like be like, yo, look, do you know what? This is a place that I want to headline, you know?
Yeah,
And I'm gonna do it. Like, I was very close the last time
Mhm.
to headlining it, and it's crazy because I had to mentally remind myself, yo, like you've been doing this, like at the end of the day, there are other people who um won't ever get this opportunity,
Mhm.
and for one reason or another, but this is now your opportunity to smash it. And obviously I did, but it's like, yeah, okay, that's one performance. Now you've got to go out, and people paid money to go and to see me and see others as well. But like, a lot of my people showed up, and the dope thing about that is like, yo, that's with me. And whenever I feel like, maybe not even maybe, I'll never stop creating, but like, like it's the momentum thing.
Mhm.
Whenever I feel like slowing down, it's like, no, 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 you
Bro,
gotta
I
keep.
heard your freestyle. You done a talk up, but you did a freestyle. And when you're in like a room and the guy DJing, there's two tracks you're playing. The guy,
Oh
DJing,
yeah, 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 yeah,
the second
yeah,
freestyle you done,
yeah,
probably the
yeah,
bars you done.
yeah,
That was dope.
yeah,
The talent, it's not
yeah,
nothing to do with your, that you should never stop. It's nothing to do with your talent. It's
yeah,
just marketing. I'm telling you, like people
yeah,
just don't know about it, and
yeah,
we don't know how to do marketing. Once
yeah,
you learn how to do marketing,
mm,
you will do shows, God willing. You'll sell
yeah,
merch.
yeah,
Your streams will go up. You'll sell CDs. It's just
yeah,
people have to know about it. And
yeah,
that is the
facts.
problem. That's what artists, that's the biggest problem. Not just
Mm,
art. Every single person in the world has a marketing problem. Apple, Facebook, Google. That's why they spend billions on marketing.
yeah,
I have
that's
to
true.
know about the new iPhones coming out. I don't know what number it is no more. But I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. They got a market
Right.
problem. I don't know about iPhone 16.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the other day, I was out somewhere and someone was saying, "Yeah, I got a new iPhone 16." Word of mouth. That's how I knew about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
everyone's got the marketing problem.
Mm,
Never think it's your art. No, you got the art. People will like it. It's
yeah,
subjective. It's just
yeah, of
people don't
course.
know about it. Like Iggy. I don't even know any new rappers, but last rapper was Iggy or Nicki, I don't know whether Nicki say
Yeah,
Iggy. I don't think Iggy is a
yeah,
good rapper, but
yeah,
that's subjective. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think she's a good rapper at all. But
yeah,
that's my subjective opinion.
of
But because she's
course.
been broadcast to millions of people, there's at
Mm,
least a million people that will disagree with me.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So
yep,
it's nothing to do with your music. It's just a marketing problem. It's just no one
I
knows
feel you.
about it. But before we go, I'll ask you one last question
Yeah.
about you. So now you're saying you want to start your own business, and
Well, I
and
have, I have started my own business.
okay, so you start. Sorry, so you're doing it yourself now. You're investing yourself.
Mm,
Um, what's your goal for your business?
yeah, good question, man. So at the moment, like I provide various creative services. So, the primary ones will always be videography, editing, so video editing. And then secondary ones would be animation, and then like podcast hire,
Mm.
mixing, mastering. So it's just a variety of things, but I know, like, for me, those are all things that I'm interested in creating, but they're also things that I've created. So I have those skills, and I have I've done them at a professional level. So I'm like, okay, I can offer these services with confidence, knowing that I'm not, you know, the person's project is not going to be a guinea pig. It's like, no, like I really do this. So my plan is, to basically run this new business for at least a year and you know, see where that can kind of take me. In terms of, what happens where I might push more marketing on this or push more marketing on that. I'm gonna kind of see what happens in the next coming months and see kind of what sticks. Obviously, I'm gonna be promoting each one like at different times, because obviously if I like on the website you can kind of go and find your focus, but on the social media and the marketing side of things, obviously I'm going to find different ways in which to market things, but it might be one post about animation, which I did today, and then another post might be about editing, another post might be about color grading. So that way I can kind of find who gravitates towards me the most. And then at the same time, I'm looking for clients as well, because like in real life. So like, going to have meetings with people. I've got a couple of meetings coming up where I'm gonna work with like small businesses, see like what they might need, because a lot of people want videos and a lot of people want content, but they just don't know how to go about it. Like everyone's got a phone and they can. There are a lot of people make effort now more than ever, which is cool. But it's like, let me handle that. And then once I see what's happening and what's generating me the most income, then yeah, sure, I might promote that more. Um, or I might add new services, or depending on if Lord willing, that the workload is massive, then I will I will hire people like on a freelance basis. If I'm being realistic, it would be like, okay, I have this shoot, you know, I bring another videographer with me. Like I had a shoot, um, and this was actually during my transition period. I had, my first shoot, which will be coming out soon, right? Yeah, I can say this one. Yeah, shouts out to Jai. Like that's my guy, and he um he is the person who um is my first client. You know what I mean? I've worked with him before and I've done freelance stuff with him before. He's an artist.
Mhm.
Um, and this time around, I've told him, I said, look, I'm starting my business. And he said, yeah, look, I've got this idea for this project and I really would like you to execute it. Um, so that's great. And then obviously there was a bunch of artists involved in that project as well. So once they see what I've done, some of them will probably be like, hey, I've got this over here or I've got this over there. And that will be a little bit of a word of mouth, but I have to actively show people, yo, clients. So anyone listening to this right now, if you've got this far, big up yourself, but also, look, I'm here and we can work, whether it's you want to collaborate musically with, or just, one of my services. I'm in this area where I'm like, I have a direction for where I want to see things and I'm going to work towards that, but I'm also quite flexible and open to exploring different different genres within the fields that I've mentioned to you. Yeah, I'm open because I've done a lot of music stuff, and I'm gonna do music stuff for myself anyway, and that's gonna have its own trajectory. But then for other people, it might not be. I might not end up doing a lot of music videos for other people. It might be that um I end up doing fitness videos or food videos, which is other stuff that I'm open and I'm interested to do some of those things as well to kind of expand my portfolio,
Got
you
you.
know?
Got you. That's great. So you're listening, people. If you need any services requiring visual art, like you need
Yeah.
media made, my brother here he's top notch. And if you go on his website, crashwilliams.com or .co.uk or
Dot com.
.com,
Dot com. Yeah.
crashwilliams.com, and go on there. I'll be on the site. Everything he does is on there. It's clear, it's
Yeah.
concise. All his services are there.
Yeah.
So if you're an artist, I know a lot of artists need not just artists as well, but also companies and brands because
Hmm.
everyone needs content now.
Yeah.
Shout out boy Krash, he's available, and you can see all his work. His work on his music videos, also his work he done for the Box, for Music Channel 4, for
Mm,
artists like Craig David.
mm.
Oh, quite a big, there's a lot of big, like, Little Mix was on there.
Yo,
You know what I
what's up?
mean?
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
a few people on there. So
Yeah.
he's worked in the music industry,
Yeah.
so a vast amount of experience. So if
Oh,
he,
one thing I left out as well is I'm doing workshops as well. So I did I did a workshop this year actually. Um so I've got three different types of workshops. I've got presenting workshops where I would, I'd be filming you and you'd kind of be, practicing or whatever. And then you'd kind of by the end of the workshop, you would have something to go away with, whether you use that for a show reel or whether you use that to kind of get yourself into the industry. That would be one part. I have an editing workshop as well, um, which hopefully will be starting at some point. And then lyric workshop. So I did some lyric workshops at the near the beginning of the year, and that was cool. So I did that in schools, and that there was about I want to say maybe four or five classes, and that was cool, like, and I think when we think about lyric workshops, not everyone wants to be a rapper and or an artist, and that's fine. I think, you know, you can writing is a skill, like it's a good way for form of expression. Let's say you might want to like anyone listening now, you might want to say some beautiful words for someone at a wedding, or
Mhm.
your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, like um or you're going through a tough time, like that is an amazing workshop to be a part of. And sometimes there are companies or institutions that will pay for the workshops on your behalf,
Mhm.
so it won't come out of your pocket as well, which is a beautiful thing.
Listen, my brother, man. Listen, you're multi-talented, and you're. I would say that you put a lot of time and effort in what you do. That's the one thing I'll say about you. Like,
Thank
it comes across in everything you do.
you.
Um, I just wish that, God willing, God blesses you, that
Mm,
your time will come. I just want to say, with the lyric workshops, with the video production, the video editing, your music career,
mm,
you do a lot of things, man. I
yeah.
just hope, God willing, that you continue to do all of them, because because you're in there's your brand. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
make you crash win and make you unique. And
yeah.
like, one thing about branding is very important. Like,
Mm,
branding is just a logo. Like, dude, it's not a
yeah,
logo. Branding is what you're doing, is showing what you're all about, what makes
yeah,
you differentiation, what makes you different, what makes you unique. And
yeah.
with you, you're very unique. You know what I mean? Like, what you're offering is very unique and different. So
Mm,
I'll say do all of them, man, and just pick what you want to do, what you want to do. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And continue to do it, because never stop, man, until you want to. You can stop when you want to stop, but I would say never
yeah,
stop, because you never
mm,
know when God's gonna bless you.
yeah.
Like, we don't control what's gonna happen. We just wake up in the morning and we just live our lives.
Mm,
We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, or when God's gonna say, "Ah, boom, it's gonna happen here." You know what I mean?
for real, for
So
real.
just keep on going, because I've seen what you're doing, and
Yeah,
I don't know, I understand what you're saying, because I'm in the same situation as you. It's like, you put all this work in, and then you don't feel like you're getting any like feedback from it, like that you want. Like, you don't think anyone's hearing it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you know what I mean. It can be discouraging. It
yeah,
can be very discouraging, because
yeah,
I've been there, and I haven't released anything in 9 years because of that.
bruh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But at the same time, what I've learned on my journey over this last 9 years, things that have happened to me, I did not plan.
yeah. Mm,
I just decided to do videos on Instagram and whatever. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I didn't know. I didn't plan it like that. You know what I mean? I
mm,
wanted to learn how to get a fan base and learn how to do really good videos.
mm,
So what I'm trying to say to you is, like, just keep going, because you've got what it takes.
mm,
It's just, you just got to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep getting better, keep going better. And don't worry about your age. Like, you're
mm.
getting better with age.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah,
you want, well, I wasn't that good. You
yeah,
weren't that good. I wasn't that good.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Everyone's life's different. Everyone's life is written differently. But
yeah,
people like me, I've seen one thing I noticed about you, you're getting better with age.
yeah,
I looked at your music from your first drop music to
yeah,
where
yeah,
you are now, and it's
yeah,
just better and better and
yeah,
better and better. Everything,
yeah.
especially like your rapping ability.
Thank you,
Like,
thank you.
struggle rapper, you were good on that, but the track,
Yeah,
you were good on that track.
yeah, yeah,
But I just loved the artistic vision behind it,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and I loved some of the lyrics that you use in it.
yeah.
I mean, but then when I heard that the other track we talked
Beatles.
about, yeah, that's when I said, yo, he's coming
Yeah,
far with the rapping now on this one. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the visuals 10/10, but like,
yeah,
the song,
yeah,
like, doesn't even need a video. You got a banging song, and
yeah,
you don't need a video.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then that's when you know you got a banger. You don't need a video. The song this does it by itself. And then
Mm,
when you got a video, the video's got to live up to that song.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
You exceeded it in both ways. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you're getting better, you're getting better, you're getting better. So just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep learning.
yeah,
Both of us, we're in the same boat here. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
In the same boat. So
Yeah,
I can plus, bro. You've already got a fan base. It's
yeah,
just getting it to more people and to the right
mm,
people. And eventually, God willing, you will learn how to do that.
yeah.
So
Amen.
yeah, God willing, man. And yeah, I'll say thank you so much for your time today. You've been very precious with your time.
Yeah,
And it's been a good episode, man. And you got me back into podcasting, because I stopped doing it for a couple of
bro.
months. So
Thank you, bro.
no, thank you for your time, and thank
Yeah,
you for sharing me so open in your art as well. Like you're very
Yeah,
open in your art, man. Like you
bro.
make a lot
I,
of sense in your art.
I appreciate the gems as well, man. You know what I mean? I think, just obviously chopping it up and just having a discussion, like
Mhm.
artist to artist, man to man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
man. Come
yeah.
on, man. And but one thing about you, I want you to do well because you helped me when you didn't have to help me. You know what I
What's
mean?
gone full circle now, man? You know what
And
I
this,
mean?
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say to you. Like
Mm.
but it's only not everyone's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
and with you, I can see that like you're passionate about it though. Like
Yeah.
some people, you see them doing it, but they're not passionate.
They
You
don't
are passionate.
care.
Like you know what I'm saying though. Like you are.
I feel you, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when
No.
I watch your videos, when I see this, I say this guy is passionate, boy.
Yeah.
This guy can you put this guy in a room in a house with this equipment, a
Mm.
camera, a studio, and there'll only be bread and water in the fridge, and he's good to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As long as he's got his stuff to be, not everyone's like that. Some people
Yeah.
can't work. This guy can work. He wants to work because that's his
Mm.
passion. You can't function if you can't do it. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? You can't sleep if you can't do it. You know what I mean? That's
Facts.
you. I can see it when I
I
watch it. I'm
get,
like,
bro, I get restless. I get restless. Like even just, with creativity, sometimes I get restless. Like I think I said to you maybe off air, like, uh, you know, my website took longer than I anticipated. Yeah, and it's not because I was slacking. It's because I was so engrossed in it, and I'm like, oh, but you need this now. You need this now, and I was like, I want it to be what it needs to be. I gave myself a certain deadline, and I didn't meet that deadline, but I said it's cool because I'm building this foundation. This is new. This is new territory. Obviously, in future, it won't be like that because it won't be new territory. But I'm so passionate, and I'm like, cool. I want to have this website so I can get to other things too. Because then it's like you said, this is part of marketing. If people are going to look for me, I need them to see that my stuff is set proper.
definitely.
Because it's like they will come, people will turn up. But if they turn up and then they see that the home is messy, then
Mhm.
they're just gonna walk straight out the door
Exactly. And
and
that's one
not
thing
come back.
that made you stand so correct. That's one thing I liked about you. Because I'll do my research for this interview. I
Mm,
went to the website and it was the
yeah,
best site I've gone on.
yeah,
Finally someone has a good website because most websites aren't good, but
yeah,
your website was so good
mm,
visually, functionality wise.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it even had recommendations on there. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It was such a good site. Like I went for your whole discovery, all your videos, everything you've done with your editing, your
mm,
client, what you've done with your editing stuff with T4, the interviews done with Craig. It's all just
yeah,
there. Client
yeah,
work. It was just
yeah,
all there, so easy, so digestible, and I think
mm,
people could learn from that.
mm,
So important, and that's what made me stand out. Like for me now, I'll go on your website.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was going to social media. I'll go on your website and see because it was so visually good and so
mm,
functionality good. I went back on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, bro,
Oh,
that was the truth, man. You've got what it takes, and I'll wrap up now. But
yeah.
before we go, anything you want to promote to the audience? We go.
Um, oh, anything I want to promote right now? Yeah, I mean, for now, nah, for now, I want to promote crashwilliams.com, man. Crashwilliams.com for Crash Williams Creative Services, all your creative needs. Um, yeah, just check it out. Like, obviously, my music is on there as well. You can check that out. There will be more of that before this year is out. There will be more music. There will be at least a video out as well because I'm excited to do that and I have more time. I'm on my own clock, which is a beautiful thing. It's a terrifying thing, but it's an exciting thing as well because I'm like, yes, I don't have to look over my shoulder anymore. As much as I loved where I worked, it's like sometimes you're just sitting there and you're not really doing too much. But now I'm like, no, I can utilize the time and I can take the pit stops when I see fit. So yeah, crashwilliams.com. Follow me at Crash Williams on social media. I'm very active on there. On all socials, it's Crash Williams with a K, just to be clear on that. And yeah. you'll see some stuff pop up. I've been working with some incredible artists. Shouts out once again to Jai, aka Jiggy Jai. I believe his project, he'll speak on that more, or I'll be posting about that more. Um, Visualized by me will be coming out at some point before, I reckon probably in the next couple of weeks. But you know, it's down to him and everything else. But yeah, that's
Krash
it.
Williams, brother. It's been a pleasure and a blessing to have you on the show today.
Bro,
And
thank you, man.
I wish you well, man, and keep going, brother. Never stop, man, because the world, you never know when your time's gonna come. And I think
Yeah.
people like you, you're putting out a positive message in your music. That's what I like. That's what I like about your stuff. The lyrics are very deep, and
Mm,
it has meaning in it.
mm, mm.
So many people that want to hear stuff like this,
Yeah.
but we haven't come across it yet. So just
Yeah.
keep going, brother, man, and go where your time will come soon. Okay.
All right, bro.
Peace out,
Nice.
man. One love, my G. Take
Love
care.
it.
You in the
Peace.
booth. Peace.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself.